Hey everybody, Carissa and Brian here. We are here after a eventful week. One week today. We are here to discuss the details of the miscarriage. Maybe not too detailed, but Carissa is finally ready to talk about it and to kind of talk about how she felt physically and emotionally the past few days, and still is feeling, really. I don't expect it to go away anytime soon, really, the emotional side of things. Probably obviously always remember, but we're still trying to process and to move on as best we can. Here we go.
So 1 week ago today, we found out that our little baby B, is what we've been calling our baby, did not have a heartbeat. And we found out that we would be having a miscarriage. The doctor prescribed us some medication to speed up the miscarriage. That was really, really hard for especially me to hear. It was hard for both of us, but we have this dream and we have this baby. We finally get our first positive pregnancy test, and we hear that it's just not a viable pregnancy and that it's not going to work out. And so it was a rough couple days last week, even before the miscarriage happened.
Yeah, it was pretty up and down. You hadn't really felt symptoms, but kind of deep down all along thought that with the signs of the HCG not being high enough and not feeling certain symptoms, that maybe it was going to happen. We still had hope. We were really hopeful going in
to
the ultrasound, and then it just kind of came crashing down when we're looking at the screen and the sonographer lady was asking, "Have you bled at all, Carissa?" And that was kind of the sign. So we were in shock, I think, and
I was kind of hoping they were gonna say wait a week.
Yeah.
I really was. I was like, okay, we're gonna be able to wait.
Come back in.
Brian and I were so hopeful because I hadn't been bleeding. We hadn't been having any pain, any miscarriage symptoms, and so we were really hoping that either this ultrasound or maybe one following, that we would have a baby in there, that we would have a heartbeat. I was like, it's all right there. It's all within your grasp, and you're grasping straws. You're grasping at straws, and you cannot hold on. And I just felt like I was losing total control. Right there, there's nothing we could do. There's absolutely nothing we could do. So Tuesday and Wednesday, I was still emotional. I was still upset, but nothing really prepared me for the actual miscarriage itself. Thursday night, we were just at home. That's when the miscarriage happened. It happened on Thursday night, all naturally. We didn't have to take any medication.
Yeah, we were expecting to have to go pick up the prescription. The order was in for the Cytotec,
yeah. We're gonna pick it up on Friday.
Yeah, we're gonna pick it up, but we just randomly started all of a sudden.
Right.
After a month of no bleeding and no signs at all of a sudden it came and kind of broke down that night, huh?
Oh, I did bad. And it all became very, very real, like really fast.
Yeah.
For the first, I'd say about 5-6 hours, it was painful, but it wasn't that bad. Mm-hmm. I was able to really ease it with some ibuprofen and a heating pad and watching Friends, of course.
What would you say, it was like a normal period cramping? Like
I would say it was like a heavy cramping,
okay.
Right?
So on the heavier side.
Right.
At first.
And then about 2 in the morning, it really, really hit, and I was in so much pain. I've never felt anything like that before, never in my whole life. Like, I had no idea what to expect with a miscarriage. I had no idea the pain and the heartache. Of course, I knew it was gonna hurt physically and emotionally and in every which way, but I had no idea just how hard it was. It's not as intense, it's not as extreme as real labor. I don't know myself, but it is very, very painful to just watch all of your hopes and your dreams just like wash away. was really, really hard. The pain was so bad, there was nothing that would take it away. A heating pad wouldn't work, ibuprofen wouldn't work. We didn't have any painkillers. I got in the shower twice from 2 to 4 in the morning. That didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. You were just in excruciating pain, and I woke up, obviously, just because I could hear her. And you went to the bathroom and just started dry heaving, right? You didn't really throw up, did you?
Not yet, and then I started throwing up.
Okay, but I think probably just out of pain. I don't know if that was her body's response to that or what, but you were violently dry heaving.
And somehow, some way, I fell asleep. I don't even know how. I just remember I kept praying out loud. It just makes me sick to talk about. I thought a miscarriage was just, you kind of start a period. I thought that's what it was. I had no idea what goes into a miscarriage. I had no idea the toll it takes on your body. Ever since Thursday night, or since Thursday, I've had this major hormone reaction. And ever since Thursday, I've been bleeding. We're still bleeding. It takes a week to a few weeks, depending on how far along you are. Ours won't take a few weeks because we were 8 weeks pregnant when it happened. We're still going through the miscarriage right now, and your body just completely changes. Your hormones completely go out of whack.
Yeah.
It was a rough weekend too. It was a rough weekend, I think, emotionally for me. Right now, it's not as physically hard. For the first few days, it was physically hard. But right now, it's more so emotionally hard.
The emotion is setting in, the reality of
right.
what you're going through and
yeah.
And what was lost. Yeah.
Today I went to get my blood drawn to check my HCG levels to see how not pregnant I am. And I texted Brian and I just told him that I couldn't go in. I wasn't going to be able to make it. And I did. I went in. I sat with the phlebotomist and she knew she was taking my HCG. You know, I was getting my HCG checked. And so I had to act like I was pregnant. I didn't want to sit there and tell her that I'm going through a miscarriage. I broke down. I broke down in tears. I couldn't control it. I left in tears. I went home in tears. That's been kind of a common recurring thing the past few days, is just a lot of crying, a lot of sleep.
Staying in, we stayed in most of the time over the weekend, and I think it's kind of gone like this though. You've had days or moments, at least within the days, that you've been happy. Usually when I'm around, right, where I can kind of pick you up and get you outside to go for a walk or, you know, do something. But when I'm not there, it's kind of settles in for you, huh?
It's all real. Like, this is not just a nightmare. It's real. It's real life, and it sucks. I'm holding on to the fact that I felt so much peace with whatever the outcome was. I felt so much peace, and I think a huge reason why is because the Lord was preparing me. He knew that I needed to feel that peace before in order to feel the peace after, which is hard. It's hard to feel peace when you're going through something so challenging, so hard, so heartbreaking, so devastating. I really don't feel like there's a word to describe it. And I had no idea what other women go through. We're doing okay though, right?
Yeah, I think we're holding on hope too, and we are blessed to know that at least we can get pregnant. That's the silver lining for us, I think, and we will have our rainbow baby, as they call it, right? And we'll get there.
I love you. Thanks for being so good to me.
I don't like her crying because it makes me sad to see. That's probably what makes me the most sad.
And seeing me sad.
Yeah.
It's been a lot lately then.
I see, yeah, I'm sad too. I don't show it like Carissa does. She shows it enough for both of us.
I keep asking him, why aren't you crying with me? Hello, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
I know you love me, and I know you wanted this baby too.
Dang right I did.
Oh, it makes me sick. Anyway, so we're grateful to be able to share at least some information about our miscarriage.
And to open a dialogue too, because so many people are quiet about their miscarriages. You know, we know friends and family that we wouldn't have ever known, but we've heard over the past week. There's a large group out there that have had to feel this pain, and
multiple times.
And several times, yeah. There's lots of people that go through 5, 6 miscarriages, and
my heart.
We can't imagine that, and we just want to make people aware of how real it is and how devastating it is for people. So if you know somebody that has experienced it or is in the middle of experiencing it, just be there for them and let them know at least that you're thinking of them. That's right. We don't need people to come over, and we don't, you know, you want that privacy, you want that time to mourn, but you do want to hear that people are praying for you and are thinking about you.
Right. Yes. We are grateful to be able to continue to open the door on talking about infertility and miscarriage. Again, thank you so much for your support, for everything, for your prayers, for your love, for caring about us and about our baby. Thank you. Okay.
Toodles.
Toodles.